Good evening, everyone. It's Jeanette, brand ambassador for the JD Farms. I'm just so excited. I am tongue-tied. Tonight's recipe is all about these incredible radishes and how they pair so well with the apple brie turkey sausages. I was at the Clayton Heights Farmers Market on Sunday, and Adore Farms, I think that's the name of it. They're also at the Farmers Market Saturdays at Fort Langley, which is open from 1 to 3. They had these incredible, huge, multicolored radishes. Look at the size of these already for harvest. These are from BC. These are from the Lower Mainland. So I thought I would share with you my favorite recipe for doing what I kind of call the single girl TV dinner, but this one is extra special because we have these amazing tri-colored radishes. So before I came on, I gave these a bit of a scrub. And I have either, you can just use like a little nail brush. You can use a little nail brush, or I have this cloth that has little pickies. I put them in some water and I kind of just scrub them around. You do want to leave a little bit of the tip on the top, and I took the little root off at the bottom. So here you go. I will show you. I just kind of rub them in my cloth. Taking that root bottom off. So I've got my radishes prepared. So we're going to use radishes. This is basically a hard root vegetable kind of pan roast. So radishes, I've got 4 stalks of celery, I've got a big yellow onion, and just for kind of fun, they also market these little new potatoes. So with having them in with the roasting, somebody takes a bite and they go, oh, was this a potato or was this a radish? And then also at the market, there was the little yellow peppers. I'm going to leave these whole, and they roast up really well. And when they come out of the oven roasted, these little stems pop right out with the seeds, and they get lovely. My next door neighbor, Candace, she has brought me over some beautiful parsley that I'm going to use in it as well. And my spice mix tonight, I've got the JD Farms Good Turkey Rub that I'm going to use in with some extra virgin olive oil. I've also got the JD Farms Herbs to Provence that I'm going to put in there. As you can tell, it's a very herby, earthy dinner. And then at JD Farms, they also sell the Matto seasoning. And all these items are on the website for easy shopping to get this recipe. And you'll see on the website, it's actually the turkey apple brie sausages are in a box, and you'll see right away. And in the box, you get 6 sausages as well. So it's just like this, but in a box. So let's just talk, before I get into cutting up the vegetables, a little bit about the apple brie sausages. So this is what it has in here, guys. Turkey meat, brie cheese. Look at that, number 2 ingredient, brie cheese. We've got a little bit of salt, spices, and of course there's milk ingredients in here. They use a Granny Smith apple in here. There's no breadcrumb, okay? So they're gluten-free, and the carb count on here is 0. So if you left the potatoes out of this recipe, because this recipe I made when I was doing kind of a low carb keto thought process as well as gluten-free process. And I'm like, well, I can't have potatoes anymore. So you know what? I'm going to roast radishes and see what it tastes like. Epic, life-changing. So I just wanted to put these in here so you could see that what the market had to offer as well. So these are lovely sausages, and the creaminess of that brie, you know when you eat brie cheese and it kind of has that little bit of that exotic, or kind of that, okay, lack of a better word, that little bit of a funk flavor. It just is so amazing with these roasted root vegetables. Then whatever's left over, I've taken the cold version once everything's roasted and I cool it down, and then I have leftover sausages and I cut them up, and I maybe make a little bit of a salad with them. The green apple really really comes forward. It's the most diverse sausage, personally, to me, that JD Farm sells. And they're just exotic and so delicious and perfect with this recipe. So let's get cutting up these vegetables because we have quite a few of them to cut up. And the key piece to a roasting of a vegetable, so you have an even roast out of all of them, is making sure the density of all your vegetables are the same, as well as the size is the same, so there's even cooking. And if you did notice, I have, these are from frozen, so if you kind of think how this is hard and the radishes is hard, it's going to cook at the same time. So these big ones, I'm going to cut in half into my bowl. The little potatoes, again, cut in half. In it goes, cut in half. If you have any questions about JD Farms products, well, you're watching tonight, please ask me a question. I can see in the chat box. Or if you have any questions about this recipe, I'd love to answer. Or if you want to tell me where you're coming in from, look at these guys, these beautiful purple radishes. What happens when a radish is roasted? It gets kind of sweet, where a radish can kind of have that little bit of that horseradishy or hot taste. It just gets a lovely, sweet, roasted flavor. So the natural sugars come out in the radish. And I'm cutting them lengthwise. Hopefully you guys can see. Now the celery, again, if I were to take a piece of that radish as a guide, I want to cut the celery at about the same kind of size and texture. In that goes. Maybe I'll get a little fancy. Line this up on an angle. Because you know what? I'm cooking for me tonight. I can look like I've been to a restaurant. Let's do a little bit of a fancy angle cut in here. Going to throw, like I said, the peppers just as you are. I scrub them off. In the bowl they go. The onion. Cut that up. And again, the onion is very hard, and cutting it up in nice little chunks. Hey, who out there has had a roasted radish? Oh, it's epic. I have seen recipes where you slice them really thin, put them in a saute pan with a little bit of butter and salt and pepper. Really good as well. Okay, and I want to show you, I've got the coolest gizmo. This is an herb chopper. A good friend of mine brought this back from Alaska for me. And this is the proper way to cut herbs. If you never want to bruise herbs, they don't like it. They don't like it. So there's a fancy name. If anybody knows the name of what this is called, I would love to know what it's called. When I received it as a gift, I was told. Okay, and the other thing is when you clean all your parsleys or cilantros or dill, always keep the little stems, put it in a little Ziploc bag or maybe make a little parchment paper pouch. These are fantastic for stock. Never waste. Okay, so we're just going to, it's a rocking motion to cut the herbs, picking up the herbs, moving them around. Is there anything better than the smell of fresh parsley being cut? Oh, it's just the best. Also, parsley, if you wanted to make a pesto, can step in for a pesto. And you just see that the herbs are not getting bruised, because sometimes when you like really chop them really fast with your knife, they can go brown. So that you're opening up more of the surface area for oxidization, and they can go brown. So that looks about good there. Everybody's like chopped up. Give that a bit of a turn there. Okay, so that's good. That's gonna go into the bowl as well. Oh my gosh, just smelling delicious. Okay, so let's get in. I'm going to use oh, I'm going to say a teaspoon, good palmful of the JD Farms Herb to Provence. This is the key piece. Fresh spices very different, or fresh herbs very different than dried herbs. These have been sleeping in this bottle. You want to wake them up, so you want to crush them between your hands to get the oils in your hands to wake up the herbs. Beautiful. I smell like France in my palm. Okay, the JD Farms turkey rub. This turkey rub has got my salt in it. So you saw I don't have a separate salt. So it's got some salt and some garlic and some paprika and some secret spices in here. Again, oops, maybe about a palmful, tablespoon in there. And the Matto seasoning. This one has got turmeric and more garlic and some dried cranberries in here. And the last ingredient is Himalayan salt. So I can go pretty liberal with this because that salt is at the end. And of course, let's do a nice big grating of fresh pepper in here as well. Super simple, guys. Super simple. So you could do sweet potatoes in here if you wanted to. I've been known to keep the broccoli stems and put that in here as well. Think of all your harder vegetables. Carrots you could put in this as well. You could do turnip in here, but you want to have the main big ingredient, like you see about half of this bowl is those radishes. So I've got a good extra virgin organic olive oil. You want to be pretty liberal with this, so I'm going to say, oh my gosh, about a half a cup of that oil in there. Okay. Want to use the best tool in the whole wide world. God gave us these amazing hands. We want to get all that herbs and spices all mixed around in there. Oh my gosh. You guys need to get my address. I'm telling you, this is pretty magical. Okay, pick that up. This is how I've got a prepared pan. I love using parchment paper. Super duper easy cleanup. And it roasts really well. So let's get all the veg on the pan. Get all that extra oil out of there as well. And we want to arrange it on the pan like so. Okay, gonna wash my hands because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the sausages. Okay, first of all, incredible. Look at that bounty. Right now, going to the farmer's market is just amazing. Okay, sausages. And I'm just going to nestle them in the vegetables. So the juices that are going to come out of these sausages as they are thawing in the oven will go into the vegetables. Okay, nestling them in there, just like that. Let's do a little tiny drizzle of that olive oil over top of the sausages. Just a little tiny drizzle. And I'm going to add a little bit extra pepper right on top of those sausages. Unlike a microwave TV dinner, this one doesn't cook in like 3 minutes. This one is in your oven. I've got my oven set at 375 degrees. This will probably take, when I think of the density of how hard these vegetables are and the sizes of them, I'm going to say about 45 minutes to maybe an hour. I'm going to set my timer for 30 minutes. I'm going to pick up the parchment paper and kind of toss the vegetables, I guess, and give them a move around and then put it back in the oven. What I'm looking for is, of course, a fork tender radish. I'm looking for my little potatoes to be very well roasted, everything to be fork tender, and looking for a little bit of color, and of course my sausages to be 100% cooked. I will know my sausages are ready to cook because the juices will run clear when I give them a little poke. So there, guys, is my incredible single girl supper, but this is enough for a family. I'm gonna have enough for many meals afterwards. Thank goodness today is what I've been told, Friday Junior. It's Thursday. Thursday wants to be Friday, so we call it Friday Junior. I wish you great health. I wish you to get out this weekend, visit some farmers markets, be inspired to get those vegetables that our local farmers are offering to us. Go online to JD Farms. It's the very first page of our website, and you'll be able to get the sausages, the herbs, noodles, breads. There's a bounty of items on there. All you have to do is hit JD Farms and hit the farmers market, and you're done your shopping for the weekend, and then creating amazing healthful recipes for your family and friends and for yourself. So enjoy the night, everybody. I'm going to get this over into the oven. From my home kitchen in South Langley, I wish you God bless. From the JD Farms family of Jack, Jason, Marilyn, and Jennifer, they wish you incredible health. They wish you to be happy. They wish you to be safe. They wish you to make sure that you eat incredible, great food and shop JD Farms for generations and generations to come, because you matter to us. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you are watching this on the replay, put any comments in and I will make sure I answer you. Enjoy the night, everybody. Bye-bye.